Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start your first term exam date, okay? Let's fix it. Today is 19, right? So, your first term exam will be on 26, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And ma'am, Viva?
Viva, I will inform you later, okay? Viva is not fixed yet. So you don't have any problem on that day, right? On
No, ma'am.
26? No, ma'am. Then I'm just giving a post for all. You can see, right?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll be talking about some of the basic components related to the computer graphics. Like you already know, that is the basic primitives, that is pixel. Then we will be talking about image, we will be talking about geometry and the basic components related to that. So the first thing it is, that is the light. Okay, so as you know, for generating the image, so light is the essential part. Or without light, so we cannot generate any kind of image. So what is light? We can say this is the form of electromagnetic radiation. That means if you consider the light emission of the sun or the sunlight, so not all the light can be perceived by the human eyes. That means whenever the reflected eyes comes to the earth, depending on the wavelength, depending on the frequency, it can be determined that the whether the human eyes can be able to perceive that eyes or light, or that may not be able to perceive the light. So electromagnetic energy travels as wave that can be categorized by either their wavelength or their frequency. That means whatever the light you can see, or whatever the electromagnetic radiation we are talking about, so whether that can be perceived, as I said, that whether that can be perceived or not by the eyes, so that can be determined by the wavelength. So at the same time, the light having the different frequency or having the different wavelength can be valid for the different component, or can be perceived from with respect to the different component. So light, if it is in the range of 350 to 780 nanometers, so then only the human eyes can perceive the light. So you can only see the light, or you can only perceive the light if the range of the spectrum is within 350 to 780 nanometer. So other than that, so above this range or below this range, so the light cannot be perceived by the human eyes. The electromagnetic radiation, so that is the energy, so that can be propagated from the free space or through any kind of medium. or in the form of electromagnetic wave. So that can be, for example, the radio wave, that can be the visible light what we can see, and that can be different kind of X-ray, gamma ray, this kind of rays. So you can see here that is the So you can see here the different components has been shown, different images. So this is the range of the wavelength and the frequency of the light of reflected from different components. So only this range, that means only this portion is visible by our eyes, and above this portion is not visible by our eyes. The human eyes cannot detect this light. At the same time, we cannot detect this amount of light if it is having this much of frequency. So for image, so obviously the light is the inevitable part. That means without light, so we cannot find the existence of the image. So light source can have a fixed intensity, and there are some properties of the light, like light always travel in a straight line. So a point source emit energy from a single location at one or more frequency equally in all directions. That means from a single source the light can be emitted and it can have the different frequency, and all the frequency can be emitted in different direction. For more complex source, such as any specific light source, let's say the light bulb, so can be characterized as emitting light over an area. Just because whenever any object is spreading the light, so that time we can consider that is the light emitting body or the light emitting source from where the light is coming. And how the light can be perceived by the human eyes. So if we consider this image, so what you can see, the first component here, that is the cornea, lens, iris, retina, rods and cones. So these are the basic components which basically helps to perceive the light into our human eyes. So first thing is that you can see that is the cornea and lens. So the light what we see from the nature, so that is perceived with the help of the cornea and lens, and then the light is controlled. That means how much light your eyes will perceive, so that can be controlled with the help of the iris. You can see here the iris, and there are two sensor, light sensor, that is the rods and cones. So these are called the light sensor, and in here you can see the retina. So basically whenever we just perceive the light, so in retina, so the light just creates the two-dimensional object. So that means here in retina the two-dimensional object is created, and it's just the opposite what we see by our eyes. And after that, from this, from here in retina, the light is, or the, what we can say, the signal is processed by this optic nerve, and this optic nerve transfer this signal to our brain, and then the brain processes the data, and according to the processing of that, we can perceive whatever the object we see in reality. So that is processed with the help of our brain. And what we have talked about earlier, that is these rods and cones or the light sensor, so which can be excited only by this range of 350 to 780 nanometer. That means if it perceives the light within this range, then only it can be visible, or within that range we can only perceive the object if we see. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so do one thing, you just write some short topic. Like first give heading. Write first thing that is light. Then write image. Then write human visual system.
Ma'am, human visual what?
Human visual system. See, you have to write a very short note about that specific topic, okay? The topic I am giving you right now. That means whenever I'm just passing through this slide, whatever you are listening or whatever you are understanding, you have to write in a very short note, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And then you have to upload it into the Google Drive. Oh, sorry, you have to upload it. I will give you one link where you will upload it. Okay? But all of you don't need to upload, but all of you have to write. Only I will ask anyone that you have to upload it, whatever you have written, or I will ask anyone to whatever he has written or whatever you have understood, you have to explain. For that reason, you have to write. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Okay, so should I go back? Did you write anything? Okay, all right. So now tell me what is the working of cornea and lens? Okay, all right. You just listen again, okay? So basically, who perceives the light?
Cornea.
Yes, cornea. And then who controls the light in our eyes? That means who just control the amount of light to be perceived by our eyes?
Irish.
Yes, iris. And then what is the light sensor?
Ma'am,
Rod and cone.
What is the light sensor?
Rod and
Rods and cones.
And then rods and cones. And in retina, so what is the working of retina?
Ma'am, it forms the structure of the image.
Okay. And then what is the working of optic nerve? What is the working of optic nerve? So what is the function of
It is
optic
connected with our brain.
nerve?
Ma'am, it is connected with our brain.
Okay, connected without okay, well, connected without brain, that is okay. Then what it does?
Then, ma'am, it create the image in our brain so that we can see or see that image or that things or that object.
Okay, all right, yes. And then you can see here in the retina, so there is a specific position which is called fovea. Okay, so fovea where most of the cones can be found, and the rods, so which basically can be found in anywhere of retina. That means in retina we can see the light sensor, that is the rod and cones, and in retina there is a specific portion so where you can find the cones, and you can find the rods anywhere in the retina. Okay.
Ma'am, again.
Okay, so I say that. Okay, all right. So I said that the light sensor. So what is the light sensor? That is the rods and cones, right? So the rods and cones is the light sensor. So you can find the rods anywhere in the retina. Okay, both are in the retina, obviously, but you can find the road anywhere in the retina, and cones can be found in a specific space. So that is called the fovea. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
And then see, if you cannot understand my voice, just let me know, okay?
Okay, ma'am.
And then see the okay, so optic nerve, that is called the signal processor because it transfers the signal into the brain, okay? And finally, the resolution. So basically, resolution in terms of perception of light through our eyes can be said that how we can distinguish between the object, or how we just perceive the object from the nature or from a particular real scene. So here, one thing you can consider, that is our eyes do not react uniformly at different wavelengths. That means whatever the response for the green light for our eyes may not be the same for the red light, because all the light may have the same intensity but may not get the same response from our human eyes, because human eyes does not respond at the same way with all color of light. So we are, or that means the human eyes is more sensitive to the green light and least sensitive to red light and then the blue light. That means we are our eyes gets more excited by the green light, then red light, and then blue light. And then the objects. So object which can be defined as the self-contained thing. So object must have two properties. One is the object primitives and one is the object attribute. So what is object primitives? So that is by which the object can be designed. So it can be the point, it can be the line, the polygon, or any kind of object. So by which we can design the object. So that is the object primitive. And object attribute means the object properties. So what the object has. That means that can be the line, style, color, surface texture, so this kind of things. And the connectivity relationship and positioning data, so which describe how components fit together. That means within a particular scene, how the component can be related to each other, so that can be defined by the connectivity relationship. That means, for example, if you consider this is the scene, so how these two objects can be connected, so that can be defined by the connectivity relationship. That means with respect to this object, what is the position of this object, or with respect to this object, what is the position of this object into that coordinate or into that specific space. So that can be defined by the connectivity relationship. And then the virtual environment. So how we can create the virtual environment? So you have the idea about virtual environment, right? So in the first chapter we have talked about virtual environment. So anyone can explain what is virtual environment?
ma'am, this is not real.
Only this is not real. What is the use of virtual environment? Okay. Yes, this is not real then.
Ma'am, there is lot of using virtual environment like medical sites, robotic site, animation
Yes, I
site.
understand. I understand. But what is the use of this? The basic fundamental. What is the basic fundamental behind that?
Video game.
But what is the use of these things? Why we are doing so?
We can get the real-time simulation.
Allows the user to interact with both the computing environment
Yeah, we
and
can turn the artificial environment, or we can give a new form to the artificial environment, just look like a real one, right? Although it may not happen in reality or may not happening in reality, but the user can perceive that yes, it's happening in reality. So that is the main thing of virtual environment. So, a set of independent objects following law and behavior define a world or a virtual environment. That means to create the virtual environment, so there are certain law and certain behavior by which the virtual environment can be defined. So virtual environment, so which must have the properties, that is, it must have the content, it must have the geometry, and it must have the dynamics. So first thing is that the content, that means what is the object that creates the environment. That means in that particular environment, what are the objects? That is the content. And this geometry, so geometry, that means the particular boundary or particular dimension for that whole scene. So what is the boundary for that scene? So that is called the geometry. And then the dynamics. So dynamics is basically consists of rules of interaction between the object. That means if you think this is the scene of the virtual environment, so how these object, let's say how these can be related to this world, or how this object can be related to the background scenery, so that can be defined by the dynamics. Then the content of virtual environment, so any other content, so that can be the description and that can be the state. So the description, that means the particular information about the object geometry, substance and potential behavior, and the state, that is the state of the object in relation to the rest of the environment. So these the example we can take like the moving car. So the state can be defined of that car with respect to the background scenery of that car. So we can define that car. The state of the car can be defined that it's moving with respect to its background. And then the actor, so actor, basically this is the main component of the virtual environment. So actor is basically that object, special set of object that can initiate an interaction with another object or actor through the information exchange. So a participant has visual representation within the environment and control the behavior of one of the actor. So basically actor, this can be the special set of objects and that can initiate an interaction with other object or other actor through any kind of information exchange. And participant, who basically the human operator or who basically the human and who is having the visual representation within the environment and controls the behavior of one of the actor. That means if you compare with the gaming, so you are the participant and your opponent who is actually playing into the computer screen, so that is the actor. And then virtual reality, so the participant lives in the virtual environment and sees with the eyes of the actor and feels as being the actor itself. That means basically whenever the person, let's say the same example, is playing the video games, so basically he is assuming that he is actually to that position. So wherever he is just giving the input for the input devices. So actually he is not there, but he is giving the command and he is just feeling like the actual, he is just feeling the actual taste of the gaming and feeling that he is really into that situation. So forming synthetic objects. So basically, the object what can be formed into the computer screen, that can be different kind of objects. So another kind of object is the synthetic object. So that is basically it's not the real object but the artificial object which has been made. And this can be made by any kind of primitives, like it can be made by the points, by lines, by polygons. So just like you have seen before, that line can be defined by two vertex, or polygon which is having more than two vertex or different shapes. A polygon can be the hexagonal. So this type of shape can be defined by different lines or different kind of shapes together. A sphere can be defined by two vertices, the central or any point on the circumference. That means whatever the object, the artificial material we want to create into the particular scene, so that can be created with the help of some primitives like some lines, some points, and some other similar component. So as a viewer, what we perceive, that is the image, and image and the real object is not the same thing. That means the viewer forms the image in 2D of the object. In the human visual system, the image is formed on the back of the eye, on the retina, and in the camera, the image is formed on the film plane. So this talks about the difference. So if the image is created in our human eyes, so that time first it created into the retina, and in case of the camera, so the image is formed into the film plane. So, and the perception of the object is not the same, it's not the real. So if you just compare that, you just compare this image, let's say you want to see this object, or you just want to observe this house. So if you just observe from the house, from this front side, so what you will see, you can see the front gate and you can see this portion only. But if you see from the top, let's say if you want to observe from the top, you will get the top view of that particular object. So you will see the rooftop maybe. And if you see from the side, so you will also get the different angle of that particular object. That means the actual image, or the image and the actual object is not the same when in terms of the perception of the images. So the object and the viewer are in the three-dimensional world, but the image is two-dimensional. So whenever you take any picture, so that is obviously two-dimensional, but whenever you really perceive the object, you really consider that object, so that is the three-dimensional world.
Ma'am, please repeat again the viewer.
Viewer.
Yes, ma'am.
See, I said that you are a viewer, right?
Yes.
You are a viewer, it's not you. So if you just see any object, let's say if you observe your house, is it the same with the picture of your house? The picture of your house, is it same with the actual view whenever you perceive with your eyes? Is it the same?
No.
Why no?
Because
Ma'am, I think
Why no? Yes.
if we take a picture of my house, and then it will create the image only front of my house. If I take the image of my house from the back side, then it will create the image of only back side. That means my house is object, but it has many type of view. So I think they
Yes.
only created the uh, any is any what should I say, মানে একটা সাইডে হচ্ছে ইমেজটা ক্রিয়েট করে, সব দিকে ইমেজটা ক্রিয়েট করে না।
Yes, so that is what we was talking about. That means the object and the actual object and the image is not the same thing. The image is depending on the way how you are taking the picture, how you are considering that particular picture. That can be from the front view, top view, or what back view, whatever it is. But the object you can consider in three dimensions. You can see the object in case of all the dimensions that can be perceived by the eyes. So that is what we are talking about. That object we can consider in three dimensions, but image is in two dimensions. Is it okay? Who asked?
Yes, ma'am.
So light source, so these things we have already talked, that is without light source, the object is not possible, so we cannot create the object in the camera or anywhere. So without the light source, there is no existence of the object. So light from the sources strikes various surface of the object, and the portion of the reflected light enters the camera through the lens. So without light source, the object would have been dark and there would have been nothing visible to the image. What it says, that means from this object, so from this object, this light is being reflected to this camera, and whatever the reflected light, the lens perceives, depending on that, it takes the picture. So that is why to create the picture or for the picture, the existence of light is very important. So how the object can be drawn into the screen, so that can be the wireframe image or that can be the shaded image. So these are the different ways the object can be designed into the computer screen. And reality, so it is extremely difficult to create reality into a computer display, because what we see, so that is very difficult to display what we actually see. And then the basic elements of the computer screen, that is the pixel. We already know, so the pixel is having the definition, is a specific definition by which we can determine the pixel position. So the total number of pixels can be found by the total number. The total number of pixels into a computer screen can be found by the total number of pixels within a particular row and then the number of pixels. So what it means, if we have the 480 rows and each of the row contains 640 pixels, So each of the row is having 640 pixels. So we have to multiply the number of row and the number of pixel within a particular row. Then only we can get the total pixel. So let's say if we have the 12 number of row, that is 12, and number of pixel, that is 12. So what should be the total number of pixel?
144.
Yes, 144. So see, this is the formula to generate the address of a pixel with respect to the origin. So here you can start, or you can assume this address of origin 00 from the intersecting point, or you can consider 1. That means from anywhere in the graph you can take it as the starting point, and then the formula is given as the I maximum is the maximum number of pixels in a particular row, and j is the number of row, and the formula is given that the value of I will be greater than or equal to 0, and then j will be also greater than and equal to 0, and obviously is less than the j maximum value. So we just see one example. So let's say if this is the pixel 4 and 3, so we need to find the address of this pixel within this graph. So we are assuming this 0, 0, this center as 1 here, and then here maximum value is I maximum, that means starting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. So here we'll have maximum is 10 and I is equals to 4, that means according to the x-axis, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So here, since we have taken 0, 0 equals to 1, so we will start from at this position. So, and then I is given 4. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 here, and j is 3, so 1, 2, 3. So at this position, here 1, 2, 3. So we'll have the 4 and 3. So according to the formula P of ij, that means the specific address can be found as address 0, 0. So you have assumed 1, and then the value of j is given 3, I maximum is 10, and the value of I is 4. You will get 35. Have you understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am,
What?
ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
Ma'am, why has the address 0, comma 0 is equal to 1?
Oh yes, that is I have already said. Maybe you did not understand. See, I said that if you take here 0, 0, okay, 0. You can take it 0, you can take it 1, or you can take it 2. If you take it at this position 0, 0 is 0, that means you have to count from at this position. That means 1, 2, 3, 4. So here you will get the x-axis, and then y is 3. That means 1, 2, 3. At this position you will get this 4 and 3. But since you have considered that 0, 0 is 1, that means from here x-axis is 1, y-axis is 1 at this position. So this is the starting position. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, like this.
Thank you, ma'am.
It's not clear?
No, ma'am. Yes.
Sir, how can we find I maximum 10?
It is already given that the value of I maximum value is 10. That means in this row, we have the 10 pixel maximum.
I mean, resolution there is 10 into 10. That means I maximum is 10 for here.
So any question here? Have you understood, or I should write it again?
Understood, ma'am.
Ma'am, address 00 always be 1.
No, I have just given you that answer. I have already given you that answer. Okay, just wait. See, what it says that, see here, that is address 00 is 1, right? So here, since let's at this point is what is the value for this point? 0, 0, right?
Yes, ma'am.
0, 0. But if you take here that the value 0, 0, address 0, 0 is 0, that is completely okay. That means you will count, this will be counted from here. If x is 3, that means 1, 2, 3. And y is 3, that means 1, 2, 3. Like this. But you are counting from this position. 0, 0 is equals to 0. That means you are counting from the intersecting point. But here what you have taken, that is 0, 0 is 1. That means you are starting from 1. That means x-axis 1, y-axis 1. So you are just calculating this one as the intersecting point. So from here you will count that if it is 3, 3, that means here 1, 2, 3, and then here 1, 2, 3, like this. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you can assume any value here for this center. For your simplification, you can take 0, 0 equal to 0, no problem. But when you will show into the graph, you have to show it properly. Okay, since it is 1, so just leave this intersecting point, then count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, then 1, 2, 3, like this. 1, 2, 3.
Ma'am, I have another question, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in your slide, ma'am, resolution is 10 by 10. Is it also represent or indicate the maximum value?
Yes, maximum value.
Ma'am, resolution is 10 by 10. It also represent or indicate the maximum value?
That is the maximum value for total number of pixels, obviously. It's not it.
Okay, ma'am.
Or you can just repeat the question.
Ma'am, resolution is 10 by 10 in your slide. So it also indicate the maximum value. Is it also indicate the maximum value?
Yes, that is the maximum value with respect to that image. That is the having a maximum. Yes, maximum, that is 10 by 10. Let's say for VGA mode. So what is the maximum? That was given, right, for the
Yes.
VGA mode. So that is the maximum is 480 row, and each of the row contains 640 pixels. So we will get the total the same way. In that example, we are considering 10 and 10 like this.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. I understand.
Any question from here? No question? No. Okay, so we will do it later. So in the geometry, we can design different shapes. Let's say this shape can be designed with the help of a number of lines. This circle can be defined by different kind of curves, different curves. And also these polygon can also be designed by different curves. This can be designed by the different lines. So in geometry, so we can design different shapes with the help of different primitives. So that primitives can be the point or any kind of curves. So that is the very basic about this chapter. So in next class, we have class tomorrow, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So next class, you just revise this slide, okay? Go through this slide.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So I will just upload this slide. You just have a look over this slide before you come to the next class. So I will give you some questions on the basis of this question on this chapter. Have you got your Viva schedule for all other courses?